bit to make a lot. It's a risk to reward ratio. Right here is your risk. To this level, this is my risk. This is all my reward. Still cautious right here because it could still at any point somebody can get smart and go, I'm gonna knife drop. I have a tight stop. I don't need a loose stop here. My stop's gonna be right around this level. Can everybody see it? It gives it a little bit of wiggle room to come back through here. I'm okay. You must have wiggle room. This is the part where you fail because you get too scared in this entry. This is where it's gotta do its thing. You're never gonna get ahead. The second it goes red, you're gonna get out. You gotta risk a little bit to make a lot. It's a risk to reward ratio. Right here is your risk. To this level, this is my risk. This is all my reward. You got to risk a little bit to make a lot. It's a risk to reward ratio, right? You see how it came up, came back? Just wait a second. Wait right here. Let this get nice confirmation above the now. Now you're long. So watch for a pullback here on SPY. There it goes. Bye-bye. Hasta la vista. Make your money. Double top pullback. Standard protocol. Now we'll see if it can come back up. Right here. Cup. Handle. Two options. This either comes back up, retest, breaks through. Bullish. Comes back up. It will slightly break through. Come back for a test here. Hammer to the downside. Bearish. You see how it came up? Came back? Just wait a second. Wait right here. Let this get nice confirmation above the now. Now you're long. You see how it came up? Came back? Just wait. Small, not large. Small position sizes. You don't need large accounts to make money. You need to be a good, successful trader. Then the money will come.
Much done for today, $150. Thank you so much with small position.
Isn't it crazy what happens when all we do is tweak a couple things, and in this case, small position sizes? So you're telling me the entire last month you never had a red day?
Never.
And all you did was go small position size.
Small position.
Small, not large. Small position sizes. You don't need large accounts to make money. You need to be a good, successful trader. Then the money will come. Small. XPEV, hit that double. Look at this is again. Can't stress this enough. Look at this. Double top. Pullback. Broke through VWAP. Lights out. If this was going to be a bullish trade, this would have had a pullback. Cup. Handle. Bound. But because this did a double top, cup, handle never came back, broke through a major level of support. We all know, lights out below VWAP, crashed, hit the 200, which then became support. Now going to have this push trying to make its way back to VWAP. So this was bearish. XPEV, hit that double. Look at this is again. Can't stress this enough. Look at this. Double top. I think we are still the only stock market education company in the world that has a live open microphone. How is that still possible? They have seen what we have done for people. It's crazy. We trade stocks, options, and futures here at American Dream Trading. So if you guys are interested in, we do have a 7-day trial. You guys can go to our website, americandreamtrading.com. Get signed up, check out the trial. With the regular paid membership, by the way, it's $200 a month. With the regular paid membership, you guys will get access to our Zoom training starting at 8:45 all the way to 4 p.m. every single day that the market is open. When you're ready to step it up, with a VIP membership, you will get daily masterclass training with me starting at around 8 o'clock. We will train or trade or both. You're also going to get early pre-market access starting at 4 a.m. Eastern. You guys will be in there with other moderators and some of our millionaires. You guys will also get access to the VIP lounge. All the workshop classes will be free and they were recorded so you can catch all the previous ones. VIP training videos only to you, and our trading view indicators, which you guys can use our overlay. You just have to have a trading view subscription, which is about $15 to $17. When you're ready to step it up, if you're a VIP and only if, you can then get a VIP gold add-on, which by the way, right now is half off, $250 a month. If you just want to add on the VIP gold add-on, you're going to get all the mastermind classes for free, 1 hour of tech support where we can remote in and help you get your charts and everything set up. That is not to discuss your accounts, financial information. That's not a one-on-one. You guys are also going to get weekend training every Saturday. We've been doing that at 11 o'clock. The VIP Gold Lounge access, the VIP Gold Priority Help Desk support, the brand new news service, and you guys are going to get the breakout rooms every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, again, to work with our moderators and some of our other millionaires. When they're in the room, they're busy, but when they're in there, you guys can also ask them questions. I think we are still the only stock market education company in the world that has a live open microphone. How is that still possible? They have seen what we have done for people. It's crazy. You guys will be able to ask questions all day with people that have literally made millions of dollars in this room. Who else has that? Nobody. Sale, 6 months VIP membership. You get 6 months of VIP gold for free for the first 6 months.
Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket.
Welcome to the Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts, and this is a stream that has been created by traders for traders to just kick back, relax, kind of decompress after the market, and just get together with our fellow panel members and group members, which is American Dream Trading, which was founded by Chad W. Christian, who's a 32-year stock market veteran. And he basically teaches us how to get in, out of trades, and everything in between. Shout out to you, Coach, for letting us come and hang out on your YouTube channel after dark, kind of talk about what we did in the market for the day and focus on some of your trading strategies. Tonight, we are going to talk about discipline being the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. Some people start out and they're all gung-ho and they're ready to accomplish every goal that they set out. And somewhere along the way, they either get distracted, they get bored, but they get sidetracked, and the goal never gets accomplished. And Pink Floyd said it best: plans that neither come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines. You know what I mean? It's just something that you kind of put off to the wayside, and you kind of lost sight of it. But tonight we're going to talk about why that happens and how we can maybe light that fire back under us and get those goals accomplished, especially with regards to trading. I know I had a pretty lofty goal a couple years ago to be a millionaire by the time I was 55, and I had only had 6 months to accomplish that. Well, Needless to say, I have been humbled by the market and by the entire experience, and I know that I am still destined to be a millionaire, but maybe not that quickly. I underestimated, and while I'm a quick study, I underestimated the power of really getting in and honing and following the rules, and actually making that happen. So the cool thing is, it was expensive, but I learned a lot of lessons along the way, and hopefully you guys did too. So, a couple of housekeeping rules before we get into it tonight. And I think we've got Palm Coast backstage. All right, Palm, here I come, baby. We want to make sure everybody smashes the like button, share this video out, because this is an important one, guys. We got to get this out there so that we can continue to motivate people, and people who are looking to learn how to trade and possibly leave their 9 to 5s and retire, because coach has retired over 100 people. Okay, if you're looking to retire, this is a place to come. All right, over 100 people with his teachings, and created over 10 millionaires. So I believe it's 11 actually. So hit that first link, americandreamtrading.com. You can get signed up right away with the best plans available, and all of them on discounted pricing. Second is to come up here and join the panel and share your experiences. Talk to us about times when you set goals and you either accomplished them, or maybe you fell a little bit short. And we can discuss that. One of the things I love about Palm Coast is he has so much insight. He's helped so many people accomplish so many of their goals. So, and he motivates me every day to get mine done. And last but not least, if you like the stream tonight and you're thinking that it was a good subject, you got a lot out of it, go ahead and throw a couple pennies in the tip jar. That is part of my income, and it helps me keep the lights on. And while it's not absolutely necessary or mandatory, it is much appreciated. So without further ado, I'm going to let these people in, and we're going to go ahead and talk about how discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Let me get you guys in here. Palm,
What's up?
On? Hey, is that F2?
It is. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Doing excellent.
What'd you do today?
Worked a little bit and traded some TSLL on puts and calls, and I only did about 4% today on my account, and other than that, took it pretty easy this afternoon. So
sounds good.
All right. Well, hey, you're green. That's all that matters. That's what this whole thing is about. So, I did a little trading today as well. Decided to jump into Apple Chat and see what was good over there. And, had a little bit of a challenge, but it's all good. I'm not used to playing Apple either. And I was watching them. And while I tried to follow everything that was going on, there's no excuses. I didn't come out green, but it's no big deal. We will be green mañana. Well, if I trade tomorrow, I think I'm going to do some training and just watch them, since I'm, doing that, and take David's advice. He gave me very good advice this afternoon to go with looking at what was it? AAPU and AAPD. So I'm definitely going to check those out. David, thank you for that advice. But yeah, so what do you think about our topic tonight, F2, about discipline being the bridge between goals and accomplishment? Can you remember a time when you fell short of a goal, or you used discipline to accomplish it?
Every time I've tried to set a goal and I don't discipline myself or set my strict goals to it, I find it very hard to reach it. We'll say when I first got here, when I blew up my account, I wasn't disciplined compared to now.
Yeah.
So I think discipline is definitely one of the major key ingredients to being successful.
Yeah, I agree. And I know, Palm, you talk about this a lot, but we got to have some discipline. You know what I mean? Look at Ange, look at what she's accomplished. Nate as well. You, Palm Coast. I mean, there's discipline in there. David, he's extremely disciplined. Eric, all of our heavy hitters, they have that discipline as the common denominator as to why they accomplished what they did, So I'm going to open the floor up to you, Palm.
Gotcha. I was gonna shout out. I'm looking for a couple other people that can jump on the panel tonight and kind of shoot the breeze with us on this topic. So,
Be awesome.
hit that little restream button and jump in and share your thoughts on it. Otherwise, Dawn and F2 and I wind up sharing quite a bit. Is there anybody else?
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got the restream link down there. Maybe I should have played some more videos and let some more people come in. Huh? I thought like 15 minutes was I was running a little bit behind because I did switch it at the last minute, but I knew I shouldn't have done that. But I couldn't resist it. It was a good topic. And I could tell that you liked it as well. So had to create a thumbnail.
Having some sort of a plan is important. I find that some real simple discipline is to keep like a week at a glance type planner, or some with a 30-day thing. So if you're focused on something, write down a number or a progress point every single day or at a certain period. So earlier on, when I first started following any sort of finances and stuff, and I would grab a couple shares, whether it was calling a broker or whatever, I just wrote down my running total every day. And back in the day, I just wrote it down once a week because the stocks didn't move that much. At least I wasn't trying to buy and sell things on a on too near term of a basis. And then once it got to like having electronic platforms like we have now, then I just started writing down my total every day, my portfolio total, and I kept a separate running total of what my total balance was, and then I also kept a separate total of what my assets were. So at the time I had 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 12 stocks. Then I kind of let those things roll around, and I was writing down what the totals of those were for the day, and then how that was affecting the portfolio. And then when I started putting stuff into more day type stuff, so I wound up having like 3 separate accounts: one for mutual funds, one for long-term holdings, and then another one for the day-to-day balance. So I would write those 3 numbers down every single day, and it just kind of forced me to have some sort of accountability, keep an idea where things were going. And then if I did on a week at a glance type thing, you open it up and it's got 6, it's got like 3 on one side and 3 on the other on a big 8.5 by 11 open up thing. So I'd write those 3 numbers down, and then underneath those 3 numbers, I'd write down for the day. It was without knowing, unwittingly, I was kind of beginning to keep a journal, and then I would write down what I did, if anything, and then maybe some market conditions and something I could do differently or do better and stuff. And I found that I used to look forward to trying to make that total grow anything every day. I didn't even care the amount. It just that amount. I just knew that amount. I wanted to see it grow. And needless to say, with mutual funds and stuff, I had to kind of roll around with it, dividends and stuff. But and then the long-term holdings and stuff. But on my long-term holdings, I always wrote down the buy price next to what it closed at that day. So
you did long-term back in the day, more of that.
Yeah, because there was no there was no electronic platforms for it. So at least none that I was aware of. So it was like I want a stock, call a broker type thing. Yeah. And then when you could start doing, you could place an order online, through the brokerage. Then I started doing some of that too. But then the fees were so heavy. My God, it was like I was like $35 if you did it yourself, and it was a percentage, based on if it was a larger number. So
Oh, wow.
some of those percentages were pretty steep. 250
Yeah.
bucks
Ouch.
buying and selling. So you needed to be up $500 before it made sense to even
Oh
call your
my
broker. So
God.
they liked having the easy life. They didn't want to be bothered. They wanted a bunch of long-term type things where they could just have that monthly charge, for service charge. And they
Mm-hmm.
basically didn't want to take phone calls. I mean, it's almost like an insurance company,
Right.
It's like you call me when you want to buy, and then you just don't call me ever because I just want to let it roll around and keep taking a fraction of your
Right.
money. So, but
Wow.
if you bother me, it's going to cost you $250 for that phone call. Like,
Right.
man, I
In
would
and
love to
out.
oh yeah, I should have been a stockbroker back in the day by far, but just didn't know that much about it. So I took a much harder path.
Did
But
you write about your thoughts and feelings in the journal, or was it just numbers
no,
crunching?
not really. My mind was pretty much consumed with day-to-day business in my career, so
Yeah.
I wasn't really focused on, and that's going back quite a bit. And then as things progressed, no, I can't say I ever really wrote about thoughts or feelings about it. It was just more, I'm fairly more driven person, so it was more like I just need the facts
Yep.
type thing. And I never ever used a stop loss ever. I mean, stop losses are just such a luxurious thing to have now. And I don't even know how long those things have been around, but I didn't. I just knew if things got to be on a certain point, then hopium would kick in, and then when my hopium choked out, then I got rid of it. So
I do remember a stop loss being mentioned in the movie Wall Street, and that was what, mid '80s?
yeah, I just didn't know how to use it at the time. And
Right.
back in the '80s, when I wanted to own something, the volatility was really really low for anything that I was buying. So. And when we were coming up through 2008, I had exited the market entirely, with the exception of mutual funds, and
Mm-hmm.
there were some pretty core funds. So the fund would actually switch from equities to real estate to, what was the third thing, like bonds and treasuries.
Okay.
So depending on the volatility of the market, back in around 2008, when the market was crashing, I was only down 6 or 7% because they basically moved it over to it was an employer based fund. So the majority of my money was in that at the time, and I didn't have too much personal holdings. So yeah, that's cool. We got a couple people jumping in. So
Yep.
so they would auto rotate, and that's where the bulk of my money was. And other than that, I was just dabbling because I wanted to keep some sort of interest in doing it. And then over the course of time, then I realized I could outperform my broker. And then I was like, okay, I'll leave the work account alone, and I'll do my employer matching dollar amounts. And then after that was just put everything, max out my Roth IRA, and then have some
Mm-hmm.
additional holdings and stuff. So once I learned I could outperform my employer, that was huge. Like I think one of the first years I did it, I wound up making like 40% in the market.
Wow.
And at that point, it was pretty clear that what was I doing, wasting my time, letting somebody else play with my money, make money off of it, and give me just a sliver off of it.
Right. Just a percentage of your own money.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, it's so to that extent, the discipline for me with trading was accountability and then and of course reading about it. I always used to try to find books on different subjects, and I just figured anything that I wanted to do, I'd try to find experts who knew a lot about it and wrote about it and found success with it, because that was
Right.
an obvious path to learning a successful way to deal with stuff. And then as I did it on my own, then I kind of took the best of what they had to say, and then took my own style and rolled the whole thing together, and then started learning from mistakes, basically.
Came up with your own formula.
Yeah, persistence. So remember a long time ago, I had mentioned when I found successful people that had any sort of discipline, or had found success, wealth, whatever, in whatever they were accomplishing, whether it was mental, physical, or financial. I always asked them one thing, and then So when people would ask me, it was persistence, whether I knew exactly how to do it, whether I knew the best way to do it, but I was just persistent. So persistence has always been my discipline.
Wow, nice. You know, and to me, it just, you can tell, you know, just what you've accomplished. You know what I mean? So it's amazing just to hear some of the things that you've accomplished and what you've helped other people accomplish as well. You know, so wow, that's amazing. Bucko 504, good to see you, brother.
So
We got
just
somebody else
just
in
real
the
quick,
picture.
and we'll start by asking the panelists the same thing. If you had to sum up in one word, what would be the key to your discipline in finding success with anything? Just one word. So
Oh, that's a good one.
we'll start with F2 and go around the horn, and then while you guys are listening, and if you're not on the panel, go ahead and type it in the chat. Type in the one thing where you found one word that describes some sort of discipline that you've used to succeed in something. So go ahead and type it in the chat down below, and we'll start with F2.
I'd say determination is my basis. Determination to be successful.
You accept it. You expect it of yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Pebbles? You have to unmute, buddy.
Pebbles, I think you're muted, honey.
I'm a little slow here.
That's all good. It's all good.
I've always been slow, but you know, Dawn, I'm eating grapes because I heard you eat grapes, and no, for me, I just recently, with my trading and that, I've calmed down. I'm sticking to my plan of trading after 10 o'clock, and I still do the you know, I write stuff out in the pre-market and try to make some gains and appropriate outs, you know, the 50, 20, 20, 10 out.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that if I go in, if I turn off the tube and just concentrate on what I'm doing, I'm finding I have success. So I get on at maybe 4:30 in the morning, and then I listen to up to 10 o'clock, and then I have breakfast in there too. But then when I start trading, I turn everything off and just concentrate, because my mind is, I have to
Helps you focus.
Yeah, I have to focus. But over the weekend, I ran into this guy that pulled up in a Tesla Cybertruck. And I said, geez, can I take a picture of you? And he says, better yet, why don't you get in it? And I'll take a picture of you. So I'm here in his Cybertruck.
Wait a minute, hold on. Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me put you on full screen. Hold on. Nice. That looks cool.
Yeah.
It's not Coach, is it?
So Pebbles, if you had to use one word to describe something that was really important in finding success with anything that you've done when you've been disciplined to reach a goal, what one word would define you when you go after something?
Patience.
Patience. I love it.
That's awesome.
Eminem, how about you?
So mine would be scheduling. And I think you've hit on this before, Palm, but like I have to schedule. I don't want to be full screen, Dawn. That's what we're doing.
Come on, girl. Eat it.
I have to like schedule out everything just so that like this is my time for studying. This is my time for the kid playing with the kids, like building blocks with my 2-year-old, and this is my time for hearing about my 16-year-old's day. But it is literally, and then it is like to the minute, and this is my time to respond to emails, and this is my time to, every little thing of my life has to be scheduled, or else I'm ADHD for starters, and for second, I'm very I have I have to take all the games off my phone. Like I'll download a game for my son, and then I'll be playing it like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's like I just have to take away all the distractions so that I can focus on my goals and my things. I own a business, so I have to focus on that, obviously. But it literally is scheduling. And I think that, and like, Pebbles spoke to you about the after 10 thing, it's all about our schedules and just keeping to a routine and being diligent about it.
Yeah. Time management is huge.
Time management, that's the word. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna jump in here and piggyback on that because that's my exact same thing. And
Okay.
scheduling is it for me too. If I don't literally write it down or get it stuck in my mind and do the same thing every day, that's why I've kind of gotten really hard nosed about hard and fast. I got to stop sharing my screen and get off at 6, because if I wait until the afternoon to work out, I may or may not do it. I've gotten to a point where I was so into working out that I didn't care if it was 9 o'clock at night, I would do it. Well, right now with trading and wanting to edit and do all these different things, I have to be disciplined with my timing. So I find that when I set times and I stick to them, that actually helps me be disciplined.
That's incredible. I remember quite some time ago just putting a Monday through Friday schedule up, and there were some things I had to do on different days of the week, and I started just writing down the time blocks.
Yep.
And then I had a certain amount of time every day, a little bit in the morning, a little in the afternoon, that was just I called open slots.
Yeah.
So if there was other stuff I had to get done, it was like I'd write that note in the open slot, and I just literally like Xeroxed off copies and stuck them on my wall above my desk. But yeah, I totally get that's a really good one.
So then just to like piggyback on that, so since the hurricane, everything was like, still a little out of function and like out of schedule. Like I don't know. I didn't have to take my kids
your whole
to
world was
school.
turned upside
Right.
down,
I didn't
man.
have to take anybody to school. I didn't have to, wake my son up to make sure he got off on time. All, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like getting back in routine, and that's why just not ever breaking it is crucial to meeting your goals. It's just like trading. Like you take that one trade that you shouldn't have taken, but it works out really well, and now you think it's going to every time. You know what I mean? And now you're out of routine. And so it's like it's mind memory or muscle memory. I don't know. I think mind. But anyway. So yeah, I've been having a hard time getting back on schedule.
Very, very cool. Bucko, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you're up next. What would you say in one word defines your success point when you set a goal for something?
One word, I would say fortitude. You got to have
I like that.
I do too.
The mental and physical strength to keep just practicing every day, no matter what it is. No matter the outcome, you got to keep repeating it to get better at it every day.
That's awesome. Yeah, really, really great answers. A couple people punched in down below. Focus by Broken Equilibrium. Stanley put in taking ownership. Jay, Netflix, persistence. Jay was patience. Kyle's repetition. All good answers. I like time. I love the time management and fortitude too. I mean, fortitude isn't something that you hear very often, and it really adds to the depth of your effort, right?
Can you expound upon that, Palm? Like, I don't know, just like, not that I don't know what it means, but can you just define like how we act in that way?
Well, let's start with Bucko. He was first one to brought it up, and then I'll jump in behind him.
basically whatever, even if it's going really bad, you got to have the mental and physical strength to just keep at it. Even if it's going really good, you still got to keep it up to keep the good going.
It's kind of like the depth of your persistence, right?
Yeah, you got to persistent practice every day. It's just a word summing it all up together.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like it's like persistence back with intensity, drive. I mean, it's kind of a power word. It encompasses quite a few things.
You got to
So
have the
like
courage, everything.
yeah, so it's like when a runner gets out, on a cross country race, running 5 miles, and they slip, twist their ankle. It takes a lot of fortitude to finish the race. You're digging deep and beyond, and whereas if you didn't have fortitude, you're just like, screw it, I'm going home. So hey, let's face it, if we're all honest, we've had excuse my French, we've all had some fuck it days. It's like sometimes
True.
I do not have the fortitude. I don't want to adult today, but yeah, when it comes to goals, it's like yeah,
I like how you turned adult into a verb right there.
it's not mine. I picked it off a t-shirt or something,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No. Discipline takes mental push-ups. I mean, it really does. That's I think I told you earlier in the week. That's one of the reasons I'm fasting. And I was talking to Jen about it earlier, and it's like, 19 pounds in 13 days. I'm tripping out because I'm doing something now with my health that is going to translate over into trading. It takes serious fortitude not to eat jack shit for 21 hours every
Yes,
day.
it does.
And I'm like, when I get dude, when the discipline just becomes who I am from doing this, because think about it, not to get all biblical, who else used fasting as a mode of getting over temptations and distractions? Jesus did it. Moses did it. I mean, fasting has been used to cultivate discipline in people for centuries. So why not?
Get Gandhi.
Gandhi, yep,
yeah.
great example, So I'm like, I'm not just doing this for health purposes, but I'm also doing it to help my trading as well. Because once I get that discipline ingrained back in me, of who I was when I was running a business, I'm going to treat this just like a business. And that's when I'll start to be successful at it, so.
Well, it's just like if you can do that, you can do anything, right?
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like the discipline. I completely understand. I get it. It makes total sense.
They say that actor Kevin James fasted for 41 days for the movie The Fighter.
Really?
And it showed, by the way.
I did it for 20 days. I did it for 20 days. So I get that. 41 days. Do you know there was a man named Angus Barberry who literally fasted for a year on nothing but water and black coffee? So it can be done. He was 400.
You can die though. Yeah, I mean, you literally can die after 30 days. So this is not a challenge to go foodless for a month.
No. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, and definitely it's not any type of health advice. None of us are health coaches or anything like that. If you do something like fasting, you should definitely consult your physician first. I've done it before, so I'm experienced at it. But yeah, it's not, because it can shut down organs and different things like that if you don't know what you're doing. If you have a pre-existing condition that you don't know about, it could affect that. So be careful with that. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there that it's a personal journey to help me with discipline, which is the topic of tonight. So, but
okay.
Yeah.
Round 2 of questions, and this is fairly simple. Don't have to reach too deep, and it can be anything. Name something that you had to use your strength or your fortitude or your time management or your discipline and your persistence to accomplish. Just give it a thought for a second or two, and then talk about something that you had some success with in your life, no matter how great or small. Just talk about pick something and share that one instance. So F2, tell me about a time when you found success using your discipline.
Got promoted to the GM level, taking over the store that I'm at. Obviously, newly promoted GMs with this company don't get shiny, good running stores, and I had no staff, no long-term management team, and to the point they asked me if I wanted to go back to the store, and they were going to shut this one down. And I said, no, give me a chance. And 4 years later, we have taken the store from last place into the company to like rank of 120th.
Wow.
And
Nice. Good job.
That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Eminem, what you got?
Okay, so I moved back home to Asheville with 2 kids and some black trash bags and a old broken not old, it wasn't old, but anyway, little car that needed a lot of work. And I needed to figure out how to support my kids on my own. And as I left my ex-husband, started my business, and things have, I mean, it wasn't just at work, like work is never just at work. If in my opinion, like, or any field I've ever been in, but it was all the time. Like, at night crunching numbers and figuring this out and how to advertise and how to promote. And literally I like ate, slept, breathed it. Like you were saying today, Dawn, like I live in ADT. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, and I support my own children. You know what I mean? Like I am the primary provider.
The breadwinner.
I mean, I have a team now, but I was able to do that on my own before I brought in any other helpers. So anyway, I mean, yeah, and support my employees. And that is so important to me.
That's
But
huge.
That's awesome.
It took a lot of time management and discipline, and also make sure you're still being a mom. And I think sometimes with trading, I can get, like I said, addicted. Like I have an addictive personality. I know that about me. And, it's like, oh yeah, y'all are still here. That's cute. Oh, my house is tore up, by the way. It's like forgetting to mom sometimes is like, but you still have to play that role too. And so, I don't know, just trying to balance everything, which again, the time management piece for me.
That's awesome. Finding success. I mean, being a mom and having a job be tough enough. Owning a business is on steroids. If you've ever owned a business, you realize that is a very consuming thing to do. And then trying to teaching yourself to trade on top.
Well, okay, so yeah, my business is like 9 years in now, and I've scaled way back. Like I used to have like 28 employees or something. I have like 4 now, or I guess 5 technically if you count myself. But so yeah, I've scaled way back on it, which is I'm so grateful for, because with 30 days of no work and providing their income through that, I'm glad I don't have 28 people to do that for, like, because that would be a lot more stressful and scary. But yeah, no, I had no idea. I started my business to just work for myself, you know what I mean? Like, and just make my own money. And then by 2 months in, I had to hire people because it was already so busy. So I didn't plan to own like a business with employees. I planned to own a business and me be the employee. But that has evolved. But it's
That's awesome.
It's awesome at the same time, like there's nothing better than writing paychecks. It's literally one of the best feelings in the world.
That's fantastic.
I agree.
Congratulations. Bucko, tell me about a time that you had to find success, and what did you do?
I'd say in early 2019, I was laid off from a long time offshore job, and I went back to cutting grass just because as a kid I would do it and I could make money. And I would print out 100 flyers a day and go knock and distribute 100 flyers a day. And it went from 1 yard to 2 yards to 3 yards. And before long, you got to be where now I'm doing like a whole block. And I have certain people that will call me when they're getting a rental or a sale house ready and be like, hey, come doctor up my yard and make it look really nice so I can sell this house tomorrow. But to get to that point where I've stayed busy and could support myself, it was a lot of door knocking. And it would get frustrating to hand out 2 flyers and only get 1 customer. It demoralize you a little bit.
Been there, done that.
50% though, 2 flyers and 1 customer. 50% of your
Yeah, that's
knock is a
huge.
great
That's huge.
ratio.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, I
So
usually expect like
I
an
would give
8.
out
Like,
100 flyers a day.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
remember doing that with our delivery business and not getting a single person. And it just took us constantly just still going out there. And then, we decided to tackle it from the back end and go to restaurants and have them refer people to us. It's like, hey, these people will deliver our food, and it built just like that. You know what I mean? Before we knew it, it wasn't just me and Jen driving around picking up people's food. We had drivers that were working for us. So Maria, I completely identify with that. Before you knew it, we had to be 12 places at one time. It's like, yeah, I think we need help. 12 orders inside of an hour. Yeah, that's it's like, yeah, we need some help. You can get to a point where it's adverse. You can start pissing people off, and then I'm never going to do business with you people again. We would hear that in the beginning because the growing pains. So persistence also is huge, especially when running a business. You need that with discipline.
Yeah, I found it easier to instead of giving out going to 200 houses, I would just write down all the realtor signs I see and call the realtors and be like, "You need a house that needs
Yeah,
you need to fix up before you sell it." And
that's smart.
Isn't it amazing how when we pursue something, it's like there's all these little evolutionary steps we find along the way. It's like, okay, cold calling sucks. I got to find a targeted way. I need to find the people who know the people type thing, right? And yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I started out doing residential, like cleaning people's homes while they were home, or that lived there, and I quickly learned that nope, like because you have to have the same person every time. You don't want someone new showing up to clean your house with your personal items. So we flipped to the Airbnbs and the real estate. That's a great gig, and then the construction cleaning, and that's my favorite because I get to see so many amazing houses and all the like new whoop-de whoops that go along with them. So I love, like, it has definitely evolved over time.
And that's a good business to do that too. We have a buddy that does that as well, and she's been in her business now about 10 years. And yeah, that's a really good business to get started. Good for you. Good for you.
That's awesome.
My 16-year-old just showed up with his first college letter today for football.
Nice.
I know. So I'm gonna sign out to celebrate this moment, be a mom. But
Awesome.
I appreciate y'all, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
Hey, thanks
Love
for
you,
jumping
baby
in.
girl. Thanks for being here.
Take care, Maria. Yeah, all really good answers.
Yep.
Cool.
Did we get Pebbles? Is he still here? He's
I think
gone.
he did.
Oh, okay.
He dipped out.
He dipped. Yep.
So,
but
that's
I
okay.
think I think it was still these are amazing questions, Palm. How do you come up with these? We need you need to DM me. We need to talk. Some of those people that you helped get better and what we need to talk.
Anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, I need some work.
I do
think
too.
you can help me.
I definitely do too.
Yeah. But yeah, this was an amazing show. I like this. It was really cool, and it helped me to just kind of continue to stay on track. You know what I mean? So yeah.
For sure.
It's awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and end the show with Coach's rules as I normally do. I like the idea of playing the shorts in the beginning of the show too. That was actually pretty cool. You know, something different than just the thumbnails with people sitting there looking at pictures.
You're kind of flickering in and out like a Star Trek teleporter.
Oh, you know what? Probably because I was bent over to try to get to Coach's rules there.
No, it's been going on for like 5 or 7 minutes or so.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, like we see the background and you're like a ghost that keeps flickering in and out of it.
You know what? I'm seeing it.
It's kind of like tripping out with the background effect or something. I don't know if it's
That's
a sensitivity thing.
Huh. I have to work on that. All right, guys. Everybody have a fantastic night. Everybody that's down there in the chat, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And thank you for the answers and contributing.
Thanks for jumping up and sharing the stuff, sharing your successes. That's huge. So,
absolutely.
and thanks Bubbles for jumping in a little bit earlier. No worries, buddy. So,
absolutely. Everybody have a good night. Peace and blessings.
Good night, y'all.
Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day. Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market.